Okay, I need a second. Hey there, my people! Welcome to episode 51 of This and Nothing About on the road to 100. Today, I'm blindly reacting to Alice by Heart. I have zero information on this except for the fact that it is somehow connected to Alice in Wonderland, which is already interesting, even though Alice in Wonderland creeps me out a little bit. But let's not get into that. So join me for the ride, and if you're into it, you can catch up on my previous 50 reactions on the link up here. And if you enjoy what you see, why not subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out any of the future content, and there is still a lot of theatre for me to go through. So I'm also on Patreon, where you can support the channel even further and get some extra content, link in the description below. And now let's see where this one will take us, even though I have an obvious suspicion. Lyrics up, let's do this. Oh god, I can already feel my heart breaking.
There's a world we knew as we
I really like the title, West of Words. Kind of gives whatever story they're about to tell a physical location, like it's somewhere you can actually escape to. Oh yes. Their voices blend so well. Ooh. A world adjourned. That's interesting. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh.
There's a hatter holding tea on a manor lawn, a waltz of children.
A waltz of children.
Talking birds.
Okay. Maybe I am totally off here and I may sound completely insane in a second, but hear me out. This whole verse sounded fine until the waltz of children. If this is a reference to Alice in Wonderland, as most of the lyrics are so far, and the only child in Wonderland is Alice, then I'm assuming that phrase in particular is connected to whatever reality the characters in the show are living, right? And now my brain is unlocking all of these crazy thoughts. I mean, they talk about falling through the ground, which is an Alice in Wonderland reference, but then they immediately say the house is tumbling down, which is not a reference as far as I remember. There's no houses falling down, are there? So the houses falling down must have been something that happened in their reality, not in the story they're telling. But why would the house be falling down, I ask myself. Is it a metaphor or is it literal? If it's literal, is there a war going on perhaps? And I say a war because, and that takes me to another very interesting sentence. So when they say there is a hatter on a meadow lawn, it sounds a bit suspicious to me. And this is where it may sound like I just lost my mind. You would usually say more mad rather than madder. However, that wouldn't fit the lyrics melodically, which could be the explanation to why they use that variation of the word here. But that is no fun, is it? What if it was intentional? Meadows are also this family of plants with this very red root that is usually used to produce dye. Why on earth do I have that information? I studied design a little bit. So what if the meadow represents blood on the lawn? With tall and talking birds, maybe airplanes. Of course it could just be the tall birds in Alice in Wonderland, but I don't know, I have an itch. Multiple actually. Everything sounded very odd to me, not in a bad sense, but in a I'm hiding something from you sense. So let's go!
There's a gold and silver song in the afternoon.
A lonely tortoise, a moon that burns. See, the use of negative notions reinforces that this is disguising a sad reality to me. Wow, this was beautiful and I have so many questions. So poetic, and I'm sure it hides lots of meanings that I can't reach yet. Challenge accepted. Okay, we've entered a new vibe.
Just some summer book. Some rabbit roots like when I tell you follow.
Oh, that's cool.
And now we're down the
Nice.
Now where have we wandered?
These lyrics are super abstract. This is gonna be a hard one. I love it.
The ground below.
Oh, hello. Nice voice.
Now we're down the road.
The music has a spring awakening vibe, doesn't it? Lyrics too, actually. Very poetic.
Calling from the soul. They're too small for the hand. These hands are not my hands.
What?
So is this one
Are they high?
The bottle tells you drink, you never stop to think.
Famous last words.
Now you're down the what happens if I can't get out of one
Ooh, this is interesting.
we're down low.
Okay, I get more and more convinced there is something really bad happening with or around them. Or both, maybe. Because, you know, musical theatre. Clearly, they either want to lose themselves in West of Words or Wonderland, you know, in this story they're telling, and never return because reality around them is unpleasant, or they're both going through something personally that disconnected them from reality, and they're afraid they're too far gone to be able to return. The story is going to be about them trying to get back to their reality. It's either one thing or the other. I just know it. I have a feeling in my heart. Am I sure of this? Never, but we'll hang on to what we have for now.
The story goes as stories will.
Like
One
what?
afternoon
Tell me
besides,
more.
I'm late, so late. Oh, I'm
What?
ahead of
Oh,
my
he's playing the
time,
rabbit.
still
Is that the only reason?
so much to do but how can
When what?
I stop the
Why would he
clock in
not
me
finish the
when I'm
sentence?
chasing? Time is chasing me still.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but that sounds like something someone who's dying would say. And if they have Alfred / White Rabbit in the lyrics, okay, I am in love with the contrast of the wording here. How he talks about moving and being ahead of his time and chasing and stories going, all very active verbs clashing with still, stay, wait. It's like they're each in their own pace and they're very different paces for whatever reason. I am so excited to decipher this. Oh my god. Feels like she's trying to get him to slow down or stop him from doing something or rushing into things, maybe. It's pretty cool how this connects to the fact that the rabbit is always late as well. If it's something that is happening in the story and with him in real life. It's so beautiful.
Time is chasing me still.
Okay, something's definitely up with him. Ah, give me a hint! The music's absolutely gorgeous so far. Oh, this is a caterpillar song? Should be interesting. Just like I thought it would start. Very psychedelic sounding. Yep, as creepy as I thought it would be. I love his voice. There's a whispery quality to it that gives me peace. What does that mean though? It's such a weird thing to say. Ooh, that piano. Nice touch. Okay, now they're definitely high, right? You know, the use of the word blue to represent that emotional state, as well as the color of the smoke they're drifting into to try and forget those same blues. That sounded so much like Spring Awakening to me. Wait a second. Steven Sater wrote it. Everything makes sense now. I'll sleep well tonight. If their goal was to make this sound trippy, mission accomplished. Haven't picked up anything on the plot yet though. At least nothing concrete. There's lots of things in my head. And that's a bit concerning. I need something immediately. Song Beyond Thought, cool. I love how poetic Sater is, to be honest. And then he writes things like the summer is purring, and I'm like, what now? Okay, by now I'm convinced it's either war or a post-apocalyptic world. The key within you. What does it mean?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but I'm hearing Spring Awakening's poetry all over this now. Someone stop me. Okay. She's definitely holding on to something. She wants to stop the time that he mentioned before to be chasing him somehow. So does it mean he's dying, aka running out of time, and she's panicking about it? Because honestly, that would give me a new perspective on some of the lyrics. Like when they say a world adjourned in West of Words, I don't know why that line is in my head, but it could mean that she's trying to put off this world where he's dying by escaping into this story. I'm kind of excited about that possibility, I'm not gonna lie.
With this key sublime.
Yeah, he's gotta be dying, or about to go away forever for some reason. Maybe he's fighting in this war I just invented. The pieces are coming together. Aww. I don't know what I enjoy best, the lyrics I understand, or the ones I have no idea of the meaning, but sound pretty as hell. Yes!
Leave our shadows on the lawn.
Ooh, we've gone a cappella, give me more!
Not so wrong.
Oh, oh, the way there was silence in the world they want to leave behind, and the melody only comes back to ornament the world where they belong. So in Leave Our Shadows on the Lawn, they are a cappella, and then Leave a World That's Gone So Wrong, the melody comes back because it's their real world. My god, this is amazing. I do have 2 comments on this though. They keep mentioning things that are gone, which just reinforces my theory that this is either war or a big tragedy of some sort. And are the stories they're creating to escape their reality the key here, the key that they mention, and that's why it lives within them? Also mentioning lawn twice cannot be a coincidence, okay? It cannot. If any of these theories that I have now is true, it's gonna make me so happy because this is so poetic and encrypted that I'm having the best time trying to translate what they're singing. Oh, I love this series. Jesus, the music's so beautiful.
With a lobster.
When you what?
Summer dances with some
Oh, I do remember this in the book. It's the quadrille thing, right?
Let the sorrow dance.
It's kind of funny but extremely heartbreaking in its meaning combined with the music. Nice. Ah, I love it.
Talk of Brussels with the muscle.
Dad jokes. I seriously need to know what this made-up world is covering up. Oh, ignore the tide in those long eyes. Okay, this last sentence unlocked something in my brain. Of course, this whole song is a reference to the lobster quadrille. I have no idea how to pronounce that in English. But it's this bit in the book where all the creatures partner up with a lobster to have this dance. But when you think of lobsters representing the person you're supposed to be with forever, as it is known in, you know, popular culture, we can possibly assume that it's a hint to the fact that Alice doesn't want to let go of Alfred. Is it Alfred? Yes. Because he is her lobster. She wants them to be together forever despite the changing of the tides, which I'm assuming represents whatever he's going through. So when I hear ignore the tide in the lobster's eyes, ignore the lack of permanence that she can see in his eyes, in Alfred's eyes. I'm more and more convinced that he's dying, by the way. And let's just waltz together forever. Now that's a thought, isn't it? Oh, thank God this sounds fun. I have too many feelings.
Manage your flamingo. You have to do the do.
You have to do the do.
Like the queen is passing.
I'm really into the references.
Have to do
The do.
Plant a rose white. Your dress painted red.
Cool.
Don't they ask why?
I don't know how to explain, but there are certain lines in the songs in this that immediately pull me out of the fantasy world. Like Alice here asking, don't they ask why? It feels so much more real than anything else in the song so far. Like it's allowing us to step away for a second and remember this is just make-believe. I mean, they literally just told her in the previous verse that diamonds ask why. There's no reason for her to ask that again, which makes me think that she's probably asking about the real world here.
Done with you, my love.
Do.
Will God save the queen?
God save the queen. This can't be a coincidence, I'm sorry. Is this set in the UK? I need answers! This is 100% intentional. This is intentional. I'm standing my ground. It's in the UK and there is a war going on. Watch me be completely out of track by the end of it.
So you tell
Oh,
us
it's the Mad Hatter. We're getting serious now.
wasn't long before you started seeing things.
Very into the melody. Did not ease us into it. Okay. So he's lapping her back to reality, huh?
No more sucking up to us. We don't want in your.
Ooh. Harsh.
It's all about your.
I love the melody. I was not expecting the Mad Hatter to be the one to level with her though. And that's saying something. Oh, bloody hell, this is so good. If Alfred is singing with them, it means they're a projection of how he feels, right? Which means sick to death could mean he's actually deadly sick, right? I think we're getting somewhere. I might be onto something here. See? We're so close, I can feel it. Come on, give me something. He's gotta be dying. You leave me all the same. It is headcanon in my head. He was the one who sang I'm sick, right? Without anyone else. So he is sick. They didn't split the melodic timing of I'm sick into death for no reason. So he's definitely sick and probably dying. Woo! This is getting me hyped.
Brillig Braelig Oofishness und cryptic diagnosis. Words mean what we say they mean, and that's the way it goes.
Okay, I understand that.
Go grieve a bit, and soon we'll have some more signs.
Whoa!
Sign up to die.
How did this get dark so quickly?
Qua you, qua him, qua me.
Have they lost it finally? Oh, yes! Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Oh my god! Ooh! Is that his sickness? The answers are coming! Sign up to die!
The sorrow came and you moved into that. And then
So this is during a war, right? If there's soldiers singing. Ah, the melody change. So good.
He's not some diagnosis.
Nice. Get him, Alice. Rude.
Worthless idiot. I will not give his soul up.
Wow, what a way to end it. And I love how abrupt it was. Because if they're in her head, she has the power to shut them up, right? Whenever she wants. So it is really cool that the music reflected that. But okay, the pieces are coming together now. Or at least it sounds like they are. Alfred has tuberculosis and it's the middle of a war because in the lyrics they said soldiers were singing. So I'm cheating a little bit here. So Alice is creating this fantasy world to help them cope with their reality. My mind is traveling all places now trying to connect the fictional characters with real people. I mean, the Mad Hatter could easily represent one or many of the big war figures, right? The way he just like slapped her back into reality.
You can go below words, and still there's no reply.
Man,
And no, there
the
is
show is
no
intense
reason.
once you understand it.
The heavens are forever. We only stay.
Wow.
We fill our rooms with children, then put out the light.
Wow.
And
Has
no, there
Alfred
is no
died though?
reason. Meet their gaze.
Oh my god.
Their grief is yours.
Good lord, stick a knife in my heart, why don't you?
We close the book at
Very
midnight.
powerful line if we put it into context, as in everyone grieves in war.
We look again next morning, and every word is new.
Stop it!
There's no reason.
That is so freaking beautiful! I'm actually mad.
So cold with the evening, grief is yours.
Oh, Jesus. It must hurt to see this live.
You sigh and put the sigh back in silence.
That's writing for you right
My
there.
tortoise taught don't pee in the sea.
Come on, I literally just praised the writing.
Mock me, I'm living in shock here. My cheeks
So Alfred
with tears.
did die?
Never match mine.
I'm curious about the costumes for the show. Are they in full Alice in Wonderland attire?
Torah, you see.
I know the turtles are doing a little bit of assholery here, but I'm enjoying the play with words.
Are my tears. My heart
Lyrics are heavy and light at the same time. It's very interesting.
just
My life has lost all purpose.
That joke is actually in the book. I hate it.
So just build your walls.
Poor Alice.
Love is free.
And time's a thief.
The mental health damage is clear. Creatively though, this was a really interesting song, combining direct references to the book with a negative response to grief, as well as that self-destructive mockery. Very bold idea.
What will
Oh,
you do
Alfred is alive?
when I'm not
Alfred
here with
lives,
you?
I think.
When there's so much you thought that we'd see.
Oh,
Will I still sleep in some part of your mind? In some way I may never know.
Will I still dream that you're here and you're mine, and I never
please don't make me cry.
Find another room in your head.
For once, I'd love people to not die in musicals when they're clearly dying. You know, just for a change, a little surprise.
You'll be there wanting my love. Nothing there haunting our love.
Oh, to put his condition as something haunting their love, it's...
What will you do? You sit here and you're not
Oh,
with me.
no, no,
What
no.
do you do when there's so much we thought we would be? Will you find another room in your head?
Oh man, this is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. Okay, I need a second. Grief is a bitch. Honestly, I'm so touched by the way the show chooses to express emotions. You know, when you love someone and they occupy all of this space in your head as you make new memories with them, and then suddenly they're not there anymore. So you feel like you need to transfer all of those memories into a different room in your head so you can move on and keep living and making new memories to fill the other rooms. This show hurts.
Talk and talk and talk. Still, you'll never knock you. All the same
Wow,
old
that was
walk.
deep.
Now no one wins at cards or plays like they ought to.
Okay,
Isn't it
I'm lost in the plot again.
to try
Nice.
stay and shine?
Woo!
When we have a song for the girl gone naughty, somehow feels so wrong.
What the hell happened since the last song?
Though you feel a pig, still you want to
What? The music just keeps getting better and better.
No longer fits, and still you're stuck in it.
Ooh, that's cool, that's cool.
God knows what you did.
God, please tell me what you did. Come on, come on. Okay. Woo! Alright, that's taking the piss.
Really?
Of course. Classic Queen of Hearts. She's such an amazing singer though. I love her voice in this one. Is it grief that made her age, or did something else happen? Or the fact that Wonderland didn't save Alfred and now she has to let go of it? What is the trial of being a child here? This is a weird one. Oof. Yes, that voice. Here they go, be mean to her again. How much of these characters are in her head and how much are they representing reality? Because I feel like their meaning changes constantly throughout. Nice. Okay, that's a bit condescending. Ouch. Oh my god. Guilt? Why are they so aggressive and what is she guilty of? Why am I lost again?
No, I'm not gonna plead so you can't judge. Loving is the thing I'm guilty
Oh,
of.
they're judging her for loving Alfred?
Cut out a tongue. No queen can make of me a mouth without a scream.
Cool.
My highness is your law. Stand back and
Oh
watch
yeah.
Schooled by your abuses.
Schooled by your abuses. See kids? Emotional damage can also educate.
Growing up is not a crime. And
Why do they keep talking about growing up though? Was she getting rid of the book or trying to rewrite the story so the characters are feeling threatened? That's why she's trying to assert herself here? Because they're trying to save their skin while she's trying to either move on or change the story or something? Ah!
Sorry, Queen, I hope you understand. The game is up.
I'm strong enough.
Okay, I like this music a lot.
We own the future too, because
They kind of do, to be fair. I mean, stories can last forever and stay the same as when they were first written, so they own the youth, right?
Telling riddles not worth answering. You can turn the lock, I hold the key. You
Ooh, look at her. Growing up and standing up for herself. So good.
A little talk could hold me.
Such a beautiful show. How was I sleeping on this?
The book of night is closing for
Aw.
the child.
You were a strange girl.
Was he not dead
I thought
yet?
you were.
Is he dying now?
You mustered all the wonder from a room
Oh my.
of hurt.
Yes. She still managed to pick up the good in a bad situation. Is that what it means?
We fell down.
Oh! The way she joins on the last word.
Don't you remember?
Alright. It's pretty cool how she joins in a specific moment and how that adds meaning to the words. He sings "Don't You," she joins in "Remember" because of course she does. He sings "We fell so far" because he's the one who fell the furthest, and she only joins in "Below" because she's still here. I love it!
In the song of the afternoon.
The harmonizing sounds so smooth.
The caterpillar gazes on a world of older faces.
I feel like there's so much
Butterflies go floating all the same.
between the lines in this. It's giving me proper anxiety to not be able to pause and dissect every single line in this. I mean, the caterpillar gazes on a world of older faces. Are we talking about the aftermath of war when everyone is affected and forced to age due to the experiences they've just gone through? So it's a world of older faces because everyone got a little bit older for it. And then, but the butterflies go floating all the same because even though all humans are now a bit different from where they were before the war, the life that lingers reminds you that there's still hope to move on. Ugh, I can't. I'm sorry, this harmonizing is making me feel things.
And who knew what to do with all I felt for you in the song of the afternoon.
Wow, bloody hell. The sensibility of the show is not something you see very often. It has substance, doesn't conform with shallow emotion, and the poetry of it just enhances that. This is what love feels like.
Winter blooms in autumn light.
Stephen Satan loves his seasons, doesn't he?
Nothing comes or goes without a shadow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Let the sorrow go, it's half the battle.
Yes.
Down the hall you go to where you are.
What do you mean?
There are rooms you leave behind,
Yes, there are.
other wounds of other time.
It's both relatable and unconventional how they examine grief in this
Rabbits lead you for a while.
for a while.
Somewhere in the soul you hold the candle.
You know how everyone is always going to leave something behind for you, even if they're not here anymore. There's always a shadow.
Down the you go to where you are.
Who's Tabitha? Did I not pay attention to her name in the lyrics until now?
Down the hall you go to where you are.
What does that mean though?
You go and there you are.
I have no idea what that means though. Okay, think. They mention falling down a hole really often, which makes sense, and houses crumbling down. Now that I'm 99% sure this happens during the war, if you go down a hole to where you are in your reality, is that like a bunker? Is there a bunker in this at some point? Are they perhaps protecting themselves from bombing? You know, in their own hole that they had to fall into? Because that, my friends, would be the cherry on top. A very devastating cherry, but a cherry nonetheless. Oof, that would make the line down the hole you go and there you are so much more distressing. Oof, I feel quite inspired by this. Wouldn't expect anything else from Sater's beautiful poetic writing, but I really love how it managed to also embrace the weirdness of the book. I don't know how many of you have read Alice in Wonderland, but the whole time I was reading it, I couldn't help but feel this discomfort, like there was something poking me in between the lines. And the very same happened here, but in reverse. While in the book you go from the real world to Wonderland, where it's the oddity of it that keeps poking you, keeps surprising you in a rather uneasy way, if I may say so. In this show, it's reality that keeps poking you in between the lines. And I also absolutely adored how the lyrics keep gaining new meanings as you go through it. Like, for example, in Down the Hole, I think, they mention the more she drinks, the more she'll shrink. And then in I've Shrunk Enough, you realize that shrinking means losing yourself to the fantasy. Oh, I think so. And allowing it to control your reality rather than just, you know, getting smaller. The Song of the Afternoon is also mentioned in like one line in West of Words, or one of the opening songs, and then proceeds to have its own song where we finally understand the context of it. That happens frequently throughout the show, and that's very exciting to me, a storytelling nerd. So if I'm understanding this correctly, grief is the core theme here, right? And once we got to the end, I realized Alice was grieving for Alfred even before he was dead. As soon as she tries to remove the both of them from their reality, she's already in denial, which is said to be one of the phases of grief, right? From there, we slowly go through the other phases. There's anger in Sick to Death. There is depression in Your Shell of Grief. There is a sort of acceptance by the end of it. So it's a very cohesive show in how it presents the theme and fleshes it out without losing its heart. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm slowly finding out that Stephen Sater is one of my favorite musical writers out there. Did you enjoy this video? Then make sure to leave a like and your comments below, and I'll see you next time to conquer the world of musical theatre. Keep singing. Ciao!